Regular payments and total interest. This is probably the most important lesson for your own like personal use. Here's where you're gonna calculate like, hey, I wanna buy something in the future. How much do I need to put down every month to make it happen? Or how much interest will I be making? Or when I buy a car, yeah, when I go buy a car, can I figure out my monthly payments? Yes, and then can I figure out how much interest I'm gonna be paying throughout? I think that the biggest, most important thing when you go buy something is knowing how much you're gonna pay for it. Doesn't that make sense? It does not make sense to go and put something on a credit card and then pay little by little, not knowing how much you're gonna pay. Figure out how much you're gonna pay me with interest and then decide if it's worth it or not. That last decision is up to you. Is it worth to pay this much more? Well, maybe it is. If I'm buying venison for my kids, it's definitely worth it. If I really, really want that TV, well, it's worth it for me. It may not be worth it for my neighbor, but I want to know how much I'm paying before I decide to buy it. Make sense? Here are the 5 formulas. Now, I equals PRT is not going to happen, not going to work, not going to be part of this, but I'm going to have the other 4, and I have to decide which formula do I use. So I asked 2 simple questions. Write this down because I don't have it in this lesson. One is like, first, is the big chunk of money at the beginning or at the end? So is the big chunk of money at the beginning, I'm going to use present value, one of these 2. And if it's at the end, I'm going to use future value. Question number 2, are there regular payments? If the answer is yes, okay, I'm going to use one of these 2. And therefore, I know which one. If it's no, it's a lump sum, and therefore I'm going to use the top one. And I could figure it out. So let's put this into practice. Oh yeah, lastly, calculating total interest, it's very simple. We usually tend to overcomplicate it, and it's not. It's just like, how much did I put down? How much did I take out? And it kind of goes backwards if you invest or if you borrow money, but the idea is the same. Like, how much money did I put down and how much money did I take out? So of course, if I put down $1,000 and if I took out $1,200, well, it was $200 in interest, right? So I don't need a formula for this. I just need a little bit more common sense. And if I say, okay, I borrowed $5,000 and I had to pay back $5,800, okay, it's $800 in interest. Seems pretty simple. Just that sometimes when we have regular payments, I gotta figure out how much I paid by doing how much did I pay for how much. Like if I paid $1,000 every month for a year, oh, that's $1,200, right? So you have to figure out a little bit first. Okay, let's do an example. Let's say that you want to purchase something, and the last class picked a yacht, which I don't think you can get it for $10,000, but let's go with it, in 6 years. So you're putting money down so you have $10,000 in the future. The bank account offers 4% per year compounded monthly. How much should you deposit every month so you have enough money to make the purchase? And how much interest will you make? Okay, first of all, what formula do we use? Well, the first question was, is the big chunk of money at the beginning or at the end? Now, I want to start putting money down. I don't have anything now, and I want the money in the end. So that's a future value question. Now, is it lump sum or is it regular payments? Well, are there regular payments? Yeah, I'm putting money every month. Therefore, it's regular payment. So it's got to be one of these 2, and it's going to be the one regular payment. So that's got to be FV is the formula that we're going to use. All right, what is I? I is 0.04. I'm going to divide it by 12 because it's monthly. And what is N? Or N is then how many months are there in 6 years? So 6 times 12. So here's our formula. I hope that you can follow that through. It's the one with a positive exponent. Plug the new calculator. And now we have this situation where I have the 10,000, the R, and a bracket. And those, I just look at 3 pieces. 10,000, R, and the bracket. 10,000 is the future value. So that goes on this side. I don't have R, that's what I'm looking for. But it's pretty easy. I'm just gonna figure out this number by doing copying this on my calculator, hitting enter, divided by open bracket, 0.04 divided by 12, enter. And then I'm gonna bring it over and divide the 10,000 by that. Right? I need something else to cover. I'm gonna use this. All right, so 10,000 divided by 81.22256. I'm gonna leave 4 decimal places. I got 5 here, but I'm gonna use 4 decimal places to be more accurate. And that will give me the regular payment of $123.12. $123.12, if I put it down every month for 6 years, with interest of 4%, it will grow to $10,000. That's all I need. Part B says though, okay, but how much interest did you make? Are you gonna make or are you gonna pay interest? Well, because we're investing money, the bank is gonna give us money, so we're making interest. If I was borrowing money, the bank is gonna charge me interest, so I was gonna pay interest. In this case, interest works in my favor, but how much interest did I actually make? Well, how much did you pay versus how much did you take out? Well, we know we took out $100,000. How much money did we put in? We put in 123.12. How many times? 72 times. So we multiply that through and we get that 88.64.64. That's how much money we put down. Okay, but how much interest did we make? Oh, I took out $10,000. I put down 8,800. So the difference between those two is the interest. We're gonna do 2 more examples. I'll go and start another video.